Hello and welcome to the 14th episode of TDD If You Meant It. And during this episode we'll try to do smaller steps because during the last episode we just had bad luck. No, scratch that, we were just having two bigger steps and that's always a problem. Now we'll try to find a way to extract this board structure in a way that we use smaller steps, and we probably need some preparatory refactorings in order to do that. And also we learned a thing that here I have two things, in fact, two concepts. There is this thing about the structure, and then there's this thing and I call this stage. So let's extract this. First of all, because we learned about it, I'll make this static and I'll extract to a board stage. Yes. Now, the board structure should probably be an object, and the structure could be empty or not. So it could be in a stage of empty, of in-game, or in full, something like that. To do, add tests for in-game, stage, and full stage. That means when it's full, that we'll have no winner, it's a draw. Okay, this is weird. Cannot find board stage. Yeah, because it didn't put any package. Okay, this is weird. I extracted it from here. So you'd need the package as well. And you don't like this. Move to package. Okay. Great. Okay, fix this. Let's do a commit. Extracted class board stage. Git commit extracted class board stage. Great. Here in the game result, now I'm using the board stage and I'm not using the board structure anymore. So I'll do some smaller refactorings. First of all, remove the structure. Yeah, of course. Remove it all the way. Yeah, do another commit. Removed board structure as from constructor of game result. And now, because I'd like this stage to be an object and not a static, I will do what I always do. Let's just like make this on hand. First of all, let's just make it new like that, and then I want to add this to the constructor. Oh, I don't know how to. Okay. Change signature. Sorry, this is yes, and the default value is new board stage. Let's run the tests. Great. Added board stage to the constructor of game result. Now I'd like to go to the board stage and remove the static. It's being used here as well. So I could very well do just this. Moved static from board stage, get empty board. So you can see I'm progressing a lot faster and I'm always on green, and that's very different than what used to happen in the last episode when we were just stuck, and most of the episode I was on red, and that's not a good thing. Okay, what next? Let's go back to my board structure. I'd like to turn this into an object. So this is a preparatory refactoring, and how will I do this? No. I'll create a constructor, and the constructor should receive something like structure, and I'll create a field. I'll make this field public because it's final, and that means I'm not sure if this is a way too big step or not. We'll see. I like to create a class called 1x1 board structure, and that tells me that this should be an interface. Okay, just put those on for the moment. And this interface should have a method get structure for now. So it should be private, and this should have a getter and this structure for a 1x1 should always be this. So it's the constructor is 1x1 structure. Yeah, okay, so I don't need, I just need this, that's enough. I wanted to make the initialization in the constructor, but that's not that important. And another class 2x2 board structure. Here I forgot to say that implements board structure. Implements board structure. Here, yeah, I do need the override here as well. So let's get rid of this, and she should return the 2x2 for now. So that's just the interface. If I'll run now the tests, everyone will complain. I need a board structure. Where is this used? Get board 1x1. So I'm doing this because I want to see how deep is the change I need, the changes I will make. This is why I said it's half experimentation. Okay, now this is an interface. So let's do 1x1 board structure, and I'll rename this 1x1 board structure. For now, if I'll just get structure, this should work. But here is get 1x1, get board 2x2. So obviously, I do need to make another one. Again, I'm expanding my code. I'm creating duplication. And later on I will remove it. Let's use camel case. Okay. So here I should use 2x2 board structure. Get structure. Two by two board structure. Structure. Okay, let's see who's complaining still. Nobody. A smaller step, as you can see. We don't have a perfect situation, but we progressed. Created interface board structure and specific classes for 1x1 and 2x2 board structures. Good. Of course, this is weird. The fact that I'm still using a string. Now that means I'd like to, when I build a board, to change the signature. Instead of giving the string, I go deeper and deeper, right? So I'll change the signature of this. I'll remove this and I'll add board structure. I'll move this in the first place, and of course things will go bad. This is interesting. I'm giving the board structure, but the board structure is computed here. So probably I gave a wrong name to this, which is even weirder. So let's make a note. See what's going on with the board structure 1 using board structure just for the size, because as you can see, this is something terribly wrong here, and probably I'll need to move this in the board structure, and I will need to have also a size computed by the board structure, but that's a bit later. So I removed the board structure. Oh, it just put a comma there. So I want to do only this. And pass the object around. The least you are on red, the better. Sometimes red is good as well. What did I do? Build board receives a board structure instead of a string. Okay, let's go back. That means that because of this weird thing, I'm getting the size. It's either that here I should just give the size out, or that in fact I'm confusing the size with the structure. This is being used here. I guess this should be called board structure. Yeah, but I have the name. Anyway, I could just inline it. Because I'm just using it there. Or no, because here it says size. So yeah, something's really wrong. How am I building the template? Type of board. So this is wrong. The name here is very wrong. But here I just need the size. And I'm considering in some areas that 1 by 1 is a size and it's a template. But in fact, I've just done it wrong. The fact that I have a column and the tokens and so on, this could also be, yeah, so I need to give another name for this. It's obviously, that is the initial structure, but I do need to give this another name. Here I'm using columns and so on. So this shouldn't be board structure at all. So how should we name this? Naming is always difficult. Build board. So I have a structure that is filled with columns, with lines, diagonals, whatever. And I know maybe direction. Build board. State. Let's say it's a board state. And this one should be also state. But that means my board should have a state. And this should be a state as well. This should be a state as well. Let's run the tests. Okay. Now, the fact that I consider size as 1 by 1 again is wrong. Because it's type of board, that in that place is called type of board. So let's try to clarify things and let's call this board structure. So type of board. Whoa, wait. Something's weird here. Oh yeah, because this should be state. Okay. And now it makes sense because I have a structure where I add state on it. So the structure is static, 1 by 1, 2 by 2, 3 by 3, whatever. And then I add the state on it, and it makes sense. Okay, build board template. So that means here it's a state, but this is the structure. And that means I should do this. Wait, the last renaming was just bad because I already use it. So yeah, I think now let's run the test, and I think then I can inline it. Yeah, I can inline this. And now this is not size, this is structure. And this is structure. But then, yeah, and this is state. So structure gets renamed into state. Size into structure. Okay, what's going on? Where am I using this? Okay, so structure. And shockingly, I'm still on green after all these refactorings. So even with the 4 elements of simple design, what I try to do is focus a lot on clarity, on maximizing clarity. Now, in order to be able to see duplication and to be able to extract it, I need to go a bit deeper and deeper and deeper into clarity. And that's why I've done this so far. Okay. Named concepts from board to improve clarity. Size became structure and structure became state. Okay, I think that's enough for now. It was a bit more than a Pomodoro. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see your comments about what I've done. It's not the things that you see me do until now, and it's obviously something a bit more weird. In these situations appear when you don't do refactorings on time, but they appear also often when you introduce these many concepts with TDD as if you meant it, and you need to be prepared for it. It's a very good exercise for legacy code or for areas where you don't know at all the concepts, and you need to learn them by exercising them and by focusing on wherever you think you should place them. And well, naming is always important. Okay, so enough for today. Thank you for watching, and as always, have fun coding.